You're listening to Trek FM.
Hello, I'm Tony Robinson, and with me is
Suzanne Williamson.
So, we're looking at the episode Repression, and in this episode, Tuvok is investigating a strange series of attacks on the Maquis crew, particularly on board Voyager. What did you think of the episode, Suzanne?
I thought the episode was pretty interesting. It reminded me a little bit of the TNG episodes with Geordi and Data being Sherlock and Dr. Holmes, because I thought of Tuvok in this episode as like Sherlock Tuvok.
Yeah, it also reminded me of the TNG episode where Geordi has a recreation on the holodeck where he recreates the positions of people and finds a shadow of somebody else in the picture. Where is that shadow coming from? Who created that shadow? And does all this kind of,
Yeah.
So it had almost echoes of that, but not quite. Yeah, it's a good episode because it's a mystery. Somebody is going around attacking members of the crew. It's not immediately obvious that these members were former Maquis members of the crew, but then it starts to become obvious, and now everybody is fearing for their lives or fearing what might happen next. And Tuvok just has to get to the bottom of it. He is obsessed with getting to the bottom of it. He's driven to get to the bottom of it.
That's just who Tuvok is, though.
Yeah.
It's like a dog with a bone. He's not going to let it go.
And that's true. But I think slowly but surely we come to realize that the person who's actually attacking the Maquis is actually Tuvok himself. And it's a big shock and a big reveal. Dun, dun, dun. So it's a great episode because it's a whodunit with a twist. And even if you get it halfway through, because there is a holodeck recreation, or you said Harry Kim is doing something that's able to enhance the visual, the light emitting something or other.
Yeah, the person that attacked the guy in the movie theater left behind. So sort of like a fingerprint, except a whole body print.
Yeah, it was a light residue afterglow thing. And
exactly. Technical terms.
And they do a great job of giving you this kind of outline of a person. But if you squint your eyes, you can almost see those Vulcan ears sticking out.
Exactly.
And you kind of get it at that point. But, yeah, I like this episode very much. And it kept you on your toes and it kept you quite engaged.
You got to see the return of Chakotay in his Maquis leathers, which is always a plus for me in any Voyager episode.
Right. Okay. Well, then ditto when it comes to B'Elanna, getting her Maquis on. Yeah, it was good to reprise those roles again and visit them. And I think in some future episodes, as we come to the end of the season, I think there's hints and throwbacks and reminders of where the crew have been over the last 7 years.
Oh, definitely.
Over the next day or two, we'll probably mention the Maquis again, and we'll probably mention other alien races that appeared along the way.
Definitely. There are a couple of things that I didn't like about the episode that just made me question. And one of them was, why wasn't Starfleet scanning the letters in the data stream? I mean, there could have been numerous viruses that people are putting and sending to Voyager. Why isn't Starfleet looking for this stuff?
Well, I guess it's a trusting issue, isn't it? Because they're coming from Starfleet, to a Starfleet ship. Mm-hmm. So why would you suspect that there would be some kind of hacking going on somewhere else?
But Starfleet's getting them from outside sources. Oh. Starfleet should be scanning them before they send it to Voyager.
Yeah, well, again, in the 24th century, everybody trusts everybody implicitly, and there's no skullduggery going on. And
but then you turn Tuvok into a somewhat psycho killer, so they should be a little proactive.
All in all, if we were to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, would it be a thumbs up with you or a thumbs down with you?
It's a thumbs up, and that's just for the Chakotay back in his Maquis leather.
Well, it's a thumbs up for me because I like mysteries and I like whodunits. And my only kind of thought, they were stuck for time. They had to do this whole thing in 50 minutes, or 47 minutes or something. Hey, 47. And I would have liked to have the reveal come closer to the end than halfway through, but, it did. Okay, so that's the episode Repression. And we're moving on to the next episode in today's podcast, and that's called Critical Care. In Critical Care, the Doctor is stolen by an alien, and some of you will spot that I am reading this from IMDb, so get that out there up front. The Doctor is stolen from Voyager by an alien who sells him and his mobile emitter to a hospital on a densely populated planet. He's activated in a cramped room filled with sick people, and is made to treat them using only the very basic equipment. When the administrators of the facility realize how skilled the Doctor is, they move him to another area of the hospital to treat more deserving patients. The Doctor is appalled to learn that the medical care that the people are given is linked to their status in society, and he hatches a plan to make things a little less discriminatory. What were you thinking when you watched this?
When I first started watching it, I became a little sad because Larry Drake, who we lost early this year in 2016, he showed up on the screen and I was like, oh no, Dr. Giggles, no. But then any episode that highlights the Doctor and his struggles with humanity and just trying to do right by everyone is a plus in my book. And this definitely showed the Doctor in that light.
Yeah, for Larry Drake, my only memory of him, or maybe everybody's memory, I didn't know him. I knew him from L.A. Law, which was a favorite show of mine.
Yeah, that was a good show.
And so he figured mostly in that show stronger than in any other show. But he's a very visible character. But yeah, we lost him this year, and what a shame. My take on these shows is kind of interesting because the show's really about the haves and the have-nots, the people who can afford medical care, the people who cannot.
Definitely.
And I think that's always a contentious issue, and so it's a real morality play that's coming across on Voyager this time with the Doctor, caught in the middle.
And it's still very relevant with today.
Oh, sure. Now, you guys are in the States, you've got this issue with Obamacare and all sorts of stuff, and us guys in the UK, we have our National Health Service, and anybody in the UK will understand this profoundly, and it isn't an issue, but it certainly seems to be a big issue for people in America, and I never get it, but was this do you think this show was a reflection on that in some way?
Oh, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious, but I mean, was it deeper? Did it have a deeper meaning?
I think they were just trying to call attention to the inequalities that are happening in the healthcare system. You can have health insurance, but yet it's not going to cover anything, which I've been running into a lot this year. Yeah.
Well, on this side of the pond, I've had reason to take advantage of what they provide for us over here. I have a girlfriend who lives in Ireland, and she has to pay for everything.
Yeah.
If she catches a cold, it's $50 here, $50 there, just to talk to somebody about it.
Exactly.
Whereas me, I need heart surgery. Yeah, we'll be around right away. How much is that? Nothing. It's on us.
Oh, that's just
Thank
lovely.
You. Yeah. But that's because everybody here contributes a part of their salary to the medical system. And
I honestly wish we could get to that system, but I don't see it ever happening here.
Yeah, it's a bone of contention. I think that's the only kind of sentiment that I picked up from this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Well written, people with primary concerns one way or the other. The Doctor stepping in and being the Doctor he should be, and applying his program accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
But it was heavy on the overtones of who should get killed. So again, on an issue of whether it was a good or bad, thumbs up, thumbs down, you'd give it how many?
I would definitely give
thumbs out of 2.
I would definitely give it a thumbs up. I mean, it had its cute moments. Janeway referring to Tuvok as her man. That always cracked me up, although I wish it would have been Chakotay standing there, just for a little JC love going on. But anyway, we were never going to see that. Oh. Also, Janeway talking to the allocator.
Yeah.
It reminded me a lot of me calling my insurance company and trying to get a person on the phone.
Oh, right.
It just never happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what did you think?
We're getting to the end of the series, but for some reason the episodes are getting better and better at writing. The actors are very comfortable in who they are. They almost identify. Kate Mulgrew is Janeway, and almost not the other way around. And they really give it who they are. So on that aspect, I like it. I like it from the writing point of view, and the storyline point of view. And this was a very good episode on the morality side of view, on how you treat people with money or despise people who don't have as much to take care of themselves. So I did like it from that point of view. And I would give it 2 thumbs up. I would give it a very high rating as an episode to watch. Yeah.
Good.
Okay. We are found somewhere on the network for all the people listening to this podcast. So where are you found, Suzanne?
You can find me on Trek FM on To the Journey, talking about more Voyager with my co-hosts, Zach and Kay. You can also find me on Twitter. My handle is at KJaneway8. That's the letter K, Janeway, and the number 8. And where can people find you at, Tony?
I contribute to the Babel Conference, so you can find me on Facebook and the Trek FM at the Babel Conference. I do have my own podcast that I occasionally delve into and deliver, and that's called Star Trek Weekly News. And if you want to take a look at that, that can be found at stwn.uk. That's where I'm found.
Well, I guess we'll be back tomorrow, won't we?
We certainly will. We're coming back with 2 more exciting episodes tomorrow, so do tune in. We'll talk to you tomorrow.